Welcome to the Revolve Recap Weekly Podcast, hosted by David McCumber and Bill Lackey. Our goal is to help the members of Revolve Church deepen their connection to God, His family, the church, and His mission, while keeping you in the loop with everything happening in our community. Let's listen in to today's episode.
Hey guys, welcome to the Revolve Recap Weekly Podcast. Back at it, 2026. I almost said 2016.
That was a good year.
At the Revolve Recap Weekly Podcast, where we help the members of Revolve Church deepen their connection with God, with one another, and with the mission out there.
Yep. Out those windows.
Yep.
That's where it is. That's where the mission's at, Billy.
With the construction company out there. Hey, I'm Bill Lackey, and this is my host with the most.
Space Ghost. David McCumber.
AKA. Got a nickname? AKA?
Mr. Wilsey used to call me Super Dave.
AKA Super Dave.
Yep.
All right, Dave, I got a question of the day for you.
Yep.
You ready?
Yes, sir.
I want you to tell me a funny financial regret that you made at some point in time. It'd be like an educational experience for these young people, like something stupid you bought.
Right away.
You're like, I need to get this rocket or something like that.
I got it.
I'm ready.
So I was a freshman in college. There was a booth on my campus where it said you could sign up for a Visa card.
Yes.
And you got a free t-shirt and a bag of M&Ms.
Oh, well, what kind of M&Ms? Peanut butter? Peanut,
a big bag.
I like peanut butter M&Ms. Do you
Yeah.
like peanut butter M&Ms?
Yeah, the red bag. Yes.
Man.
But so I signed up for a credit card, had a $500 limit. I got it. Got my M&Ms, got my t-shirt, and I went right to Sam Ash, the music store, and I bought a violin. Maxed the credit. Yes. So, because I taught myself how to play the drums, taught myself how to play the guitar.
Yeah. You saw Ren and Stimpy episodes, so you knew what a violin was.
I just assumed I could just pick it up, and I played it, for 10 minutes in my dorm room, just sound like I was murdering a cat.
Poor cat.
And I just never played it again. It's actually gave it to my father-in-law.
Did he play it?
No, he would do it. Nope. He would use it to. He had 2 Dalmatians, and he would just make noises with it and make them bark. And that was.
Seems like such an old man thing to do.
Yep.
Hey, watch this.
Yeah, and I maxed my credit card out. It took me like 28 years to pay it off.
I love that story.
So I paid $8 a month for the next 20 years of my life.
What a great story.
But yeah, that was it. I've bought boats and sailboats.
Yeah.
And sailboats and boats.
Yeah, but that's
the other bad.
That's a great story.
Yeah. Yep. What about you? You don't make bad financial decisions.
Oh, I do.
No, you don't.
Oh, I do.
Yeah, then you put them back in the box and return them to Amazon.
Nope. Gina and I got suckered into buying a timeshare. We were like 23 years old.
Wow.
And we fell for it, hook, line, and sinker.
Yeah.
And we bought that timeshare.
Where was it?
Where else?
Florida Keys?
Or it was like Orlando area.
Yeah.
And we bought that timeshare and we used it like 2 times.
Did you get a bag of M&Ms and a t-shirt?
And then we moved overseas and we wound up having to pay money to get rid of it. Like we had to hire a lawyer to donate it and the whole 9 yards.
You had to hire an arson to light it on fire.
Basically. So long story short, we learned that lesson the hard way. You know what I mean?
My story makes sense because I know me, but you just seem too smart for that.
I was 23 years old. You know what I mean? It was like before the internet existed.
Yeah.
You couldn't even Google it. You know what I mean? The internet existed, but.
Yeah, it did exist. That's true. Do you know I had to.
Smartphones didn't exist, so you couldn't. I didn't have my desktop with me.
Well, I remember in high school when we got the internet in my school library, there was a yellow pages with all the websites.
Yeah.
So maybe there was a website for.
Don't make bad financial decisions.
Yeah.
Man, they're smooth talkers, those.
Really?
Oh, yeah. They give you little
What is a
danishes.
timeshare? I don't even know. I mean, I'm smart enough to not buy one. I don't even know what they are. It's like
It's a fractured vacation
drugs.
Ownership.
Don't want to buy those.
Yeah, timeshares.
Timeshares.
No, so this is basically what it is.
Okay, how's
what
it work?
it is like, let's say that you and Melissa bring the boys to Disney every December, first week of December. Let's
Sounds
just pretend,
beautiful.
okay? And then you're down there, and they say, how about you come to the main office? We're going to give you guys some breakfast, give you a little tour of the facility, show you what we've been working on.
I love breakfast.
Yeah, and you're like,
And I love tours of facilities.
And they say, well, we're also going to give you a $250 gift card. So you can go to SeaWorld or wherever you want to do.
Really?
Yeah. Maybe
Okay.
go and buy a violin,
Mm-hmm.
viola,
Mm-hmm.
mandolin, whatever you want to buy.
Okay.
And so you say, sure, you know what? We'll go to this. We're not going to buy anything. Just get our gift card and leave. So anyway, so then they explain to you, look, you come here every week, first week of December, every year you come here. If you do that for the next 20 years, you're going to spend this much money.
Yeah.
And they say, or you could pay in advance for a fraction of the cost. Pay for 7 of the years up front.
Okay.
And you still have it for the next 20 years. You're going to come here anyway.
So what's the bad thing? That
This
sounds
is the bad thing.
great.
This is the bad thing. What they don't tell you about is that the taxes and maintenance go up every year with inflation.
so you have to
even
pay
after
that.
you paid off that, it's like you're still paying like $800 a year in like taxes and fees.
Mm,
And so then you're like, oh, I'm not saving any money at all.
interesting.
So if you actually were the kind of person who goes to the same place every week, every year for the rest of your life,
Yeah.
it makes sense. But
Yeah.
if you're not that kind of person,
Mm-hmm.
and you know me, David, I never change my mind.
Yes.
I always do the same thing forever.
Billy has a standing calendar event that is return things to Amazon.
Yeah. Every Friday.
Every Friday.
Every Friday, I just go to UPS store. I'm like, hey, Carl.
Yep.
And
There
he's
you
like, how
are.
you doing, Bill?
Hey, guess you didn't want these Tivas.
Yep. That's it. Guess
Yep.
this dress didn't fit you.
Yep.
All right. Question of the day.
That's
Hey,
it.
do you have an idea for a question of the day?
Yes.
Text it to me or David.
Yes.
It has to be a surprise. David didn't know what the question was going to be.
No.
So if you text it to David, he'll ask me on the fly or vice versa.
Yeah. Yep.
All right.
That sounds good.
We're going to take a pause. Then we're going to come back for everybody's favorite part.
Sermon recap.
No. Oh,
Uh,
yeah. Wait. Well, I got the order mixed up.
Okay. What's everybody's favorite thing? Oh, what you chewing on? Okay.
All right.
Yeah, we can do that.
We'll do the sermon recap or chew it on first? Let's do sermon recap.
Yeah, sounds good.
And then we'll sing this What's a Chewing On song again.
That sounds good.
All right, let's press pause.
Thanks for hanging out with David and Bill. If you're enjoying the Revolve recap, don't forget to make it official. Hit that subscribe button and leave a review on YouTube, Spotify, or Apple Podcasts. It's the easiest way to stay in the loop with the mission and the family here at Revolve. Go ahead, give that follow button some love. And now, back to the guys.
All right, we're back.
We are.
The recap.
We
Back
actually.
with the recap.
Yep.
Sermon recap.
Yep.
I can't recap my own sermon, David. So I hope you were paying attention yesterday.
Man, I was not. Man, just kidding.
So can you give us a summary and then we'll fill in the gaps?
Well, so this week's sermon was it the 23rd, 23,
2
30,
Samuel 23.
23rd chapter. This is why that's why most people say 2 Samuel 23.
Not you.
I say the 23rd chapter of Samuel, the
Yeah.
second edition.
The 23rd second, the 23rd chapter of the second Samuel.
Of the edition. Yep.
Yes. Yeah,
So,
that makes sense.
but I was talking about David's mighty men and the battles that they fought and the exploits that they exploited and just, kind of there's a lot of people in the Bible that aren't known for anything either. You get the guys that they mentioned what's there, 30 guys?
37 total. I call them the 30.
Yeah,
'cause
but
they
there's
couldn't count.
37.
They couldn't count. They're
No.
on the fingers.
Yeah. Yep. And yeah, but I think, my big takeaway is just your identity. Your identity isn't in what you do. Your identity is in Christ. And it's, whether you slay some lion kings or king lions or whatever the Ariels were.
Yeah. Guys, Ariel's not a Little Mermaid.
No.
I actually
had been reading that scripture wrong all this time.
You thought it was Little Mermaid.
Yeah, I was like, she doesn't even have legs. That's not very impressive, bro.
No, yeah, Benaiah,
just
whatever,
slaying some
merman pop. and so I actually have a real photo of the Ariels, not Little Mermaid Ariels.
Yeah, I'll put them in the edit.
All right, you guys need to see it.
Yeah, where did you get that from? Wesley Huff.
It's from an ancient Ugaritic magazine.
Yes, this is from the.
It was
from
called
the
La Papyrus Times.
La Papyrus Times. So
so basically the idea of David's kingdom is established because of God's promise, and then he uses people to build it out. And so the people he used to build it, you said, where a lot of them were just nameless bros.
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, and we all have a part of that. And when it comes down to the end of my life, what are they going to say about me? I don't know. They're gonna forget me eventually, but the name of the Lord lives on, and that's all that matters.
What are they going to say about David? What would you want them to say about David? What would you want written on your? You know what? Tombstone? I
was voted senior year of high school friendliest guy in the school, and I've always kind of liked that I'm just a friendly guy. And if that's what it says, David McCumber,
fun guy,
just a friendly guy. That would be nice.
Heck of a juggler.
Heck of a juggler.
David McCumber.
I'm actually not that good of a juggler.
Fun guy. You say a druggler? I hope you're not a good druggler.
No, not since the 80s.
I was voted most likely to get beat up.
No, most likely to write a book. We talked about this.
Talked about this. Most likely to lose a shoe.
How's that coming? Your book writing?
Almost done with chapter 3.
Chapter 3?
Yep.
Wow. I'm in chapter 5, but your chapter's probably long.
My book's gonna be 1,200 pages. I'm not really. Okay, so so the big thing I was chewing on.
So this isn't what you're chewing on. This is the sermon recap.
Yes, the recap. My big takeaway.
Okay,
my big takeaway from the sermon and my own preparation was just the fact that the king remembers what you did. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And I think as a man, I don't know if it's like unique to men, but I feel like men especially, like they want like their deed. They want their exploit.
Yeah.
That like everybody remembers, like that time when David rescued those orphans from the burning building. Yeah. Just kicked down the door.
Kicked that door,
right? He lost an eye and he's got to wear a patch down. They're like, how'd McCumber lose his eye? And you're like, shh, let me tell you.
Yeah.
Like every man kind of wants that story.
Yeah.
It's like you kind of want to get shot just so you know what it feels like.
Melissa's dad had a scar on his back from like a surgery. And he used to tell Melissa and her family that he was a freedom fighter in South America and he got shot. And she believed him till he was like 25.
Right. Yeah. So I feel like that's the kind of thing that like men want that story.
Yeah.
And so I think kind of just realizing that, man, your story probably isn't that epic, but it's important to the king.
Yeah.
Was my big takeaway. And I got a lot of good feedback from people who were really struck by the social media stuff. So what do you remember? I don't even remember what I said. What do you remember from what I said about social media?
Society is gathering their importance from social media. How many followers you get, how many likes you get. You're trying to push this narrative of who you are to get people to like you. And it's just not where our worth is, and it's not healthy.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think that's what I remember you saying about it, is just that, even like, so my mom's trying to get a book published. She's trying to get a cookbook published, and every publisher, the first question is, how many Instagram followers do you have?
Wow. That's the first question.
Yeah. So it's like, not even like, is the book any good? It's what kind of, social media influence do you have?
Wow.
And
see that.
Go ahead.
I was going to say that the thing that which struggles for me in that is my immediate thought is like, it's not even worth it.
Yeah.
And then I just like spiral the opposite direction.
Yeah.
And it's like, I have to remind myself, it's not about selling the cookbooks. It's about, I want to do this. Like I want to complete this book, even if nobody buys it, because I want it for my grandkids or whatever it might be, that kind of idea. And it's like, why is it so hard to find value in just doing the thing you want to do? Why do we have to tether it to some arbitrary metric of success? Does that make sense?
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, even thinking about it as for like a pastor or someone you want to be discipled by or something like that, like you think like, oh man, if I can just hang out with Francis Chan or David Platt or someone like that, like
Bill Lackey.
But then it's like a guy like Bill Lackey is saying like, I'm going to give you 5 hours a day to invest in your life. And you're like, hey, I'd rather hang out with David Platt.
Yeah.
And
really, David? Really?
That's a good
What if I talk like Francis Chan? Would that help?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
But
I think that's what we think. It's like, oh, this pastor has a million followers. He must be good.
Yeah.
And it's like, who knows what he's preaching on? No one's even listening to his sermons. It's just like the clout that he has.
Or maybe he is really good.
Maybe he is.
And it's just the domain the Lord gave him. You
True.
know?
Like Dude Perfect.
Like Dude Perfect.
Yep.
They don't do anything that you and Jason Tozer couldn't do. I'm confident.
I could definitely be that lead guy from Dude Perfect. Although he's really, really athletic.
Almost as athletic as me.
No. I like Tozer though, for sure. But like all the yelling he does and like hyping up the crowd.
Oh, yeah,
I
you're
could totally
hype man.
do that. I'm totally.
That's actually one of your other nicknames from high school, David the Hype. They called you the Hype. Most likely to get hyped up.
You know that one time I took I put a mask on and from like the Scream movies, and then I made a big banner that said like lower football rules or something, and I rode my bicycle across the football field during a game. Like
basically your version of streaking.
Yeah. Yeah.
Was it unplanned?
It was unplanned. Well, I mean, I planned it because I had to make the banner.
They know you were going to do it.
No one didn't. No one did it.
What happened?
Well, I rode across the field. Everyone cheered and got hyped up. Then the flag, which was a bed sheet, got caught in my back tire and it wrapped up and actually pulled me off the back of the bike once I got past the end zone on the other side.
Touchdown,
and then
baby.
I had to pick my bike up and run it into the woods.
Oh, I love this. So you never got in trouble, huh?
No.
They didn't know it was you.
It was actually in the school newspaper, Masked Man.
Masked Man.
Yeah.
Nobody knew it was.
Yeah.
Well, guess what?
Now we know.
He just confessed it. It's going to be in La Papyrus Times.
I don't even know why I brought that up. What were we talking about?
Hype Man.
Oh, Hype Man.
Hype Man. That's great.
Yeah. Yep. So I was a Hype Man.
Wow.
Maybe I'll do that during a sermon one week. Just get a big flag out.
It would be better if you just rode down the little, down the whatever you want to call it.
Little ramp.
Into the auditorium. You write it down the thing and the flag says, I know what you did last summer. All right, guys, we're going to press pause. We're going to come back for everyone's favorite section, the right time, actually. And that section is...
What you chewing on?
What you chewing on? Chewing on.
Yep.
See you in a second.
Got a question about last week's sermon? A discipleship challenge you're navigating? Or maybe a question of the day that David and Bill need to answer? We want to hear from you. Send your thoughts and questions over. info@revolvechurchnj.com. Your voice is a huge part of the conversation, so don't be shy. Drop us an email and you just might hear it on a future episode.
Hey there.
Hey.
It's us.
Hi, guys.
We're back. And we are back with a real fan favorite. What you chewing on? Billy, give us the old intro jingle.
What you chewing on? What you chewing on? What you Guys, what you chewing on is kind of it's a crowd favorite. Matter of fact, at No Limits Boxing Academy, every Tuesday night I do a devotion called Revs Chew on This. Chew on this.
Yep. And it's usually teriyaki beef jerky. That's what he's been chewing on.
Yeah, that's it. So what you're chewing on is simply a part where we just talk friend to friend, mano y mano, hype man to Bill. You know what I mean? Just hashing it out. And we just ask each other, hey, David, what you chewing on this week?
Billy, what you chewing on this week?
You want to go first or want me to go first?
You know what?
Go at the same time?
When we go at the same time, it'd be like Korean prayer. We just go at the same time. Why don't you go first? Because I went first the last few
right.
things. What you chewing on, Billy?
I have two things actually. So I'll do one, then you go, and then I'll go again.
Oh yeah, that seems fair.
But my first one's really short.
I'm actually chewing on two things
That's
too.
fine. You chew on whatever you want. No, my first one I'm going to share quickly because it ties into the sermon recap. And that's 1 Corinthians, thinking through the idea of how everybody plays their role. And I like how in the first, I think it's chapter 3, when Paul is like, neither he who plants the seed of the gospel nor he who waters the seed is anything, but only God who gives the growth. And so like you think about, well, who's more important? Like Jehobeam, who killed 800 people, or like Shammah, or these different mighty men. And it's like, man, neither of them are important at all. It's actually all about King David. You know what I mean? And so just thinking through that idea of being comfortable with who God made me to be and the role he gave me to play instead of comparing myself to other people.
Yeah.
And so that's something I'm chewing on. Does that resonate with you?
Yeah, for sure. I find like I gave up social media probably 6 months ago, deleting my Instagram, going back to social media. That discussion was because I was constantly comparing myself. So if someone had more followers or did a cool big art project, I would be like, oh man, I'm such a loser. I didn't get to paint a big mural at, such and such place. Or if, someone who, is doing a small little thing and I thought it looked ugly, I'd be like, oh, their art's ugly. You know? So it's just like, no, just do your own art and do your own thing. Like,
okay. What about spiritually? Can you give an example of maybe a place where you've seen that struggle spiritually?
I think spiritually, man, I feel kind of foolish. I gave a foolish answer first.
No, David,
okay.
It's not foolish.
Oh, okay.
Because that's part of who you are. You're an artist. You know what I mean?
Yep.
They don't just call you David the hype man.
No.
They call you David the brush.
No, spiritually, I think, I think about, how do I word this? Because I don't want to seem like a jerk, but I'm actually really, I'm a jerk down deep.
Oh yeah. Let it out.
I think when you see people having success and that they're not really spiritually in tune, they're not abiding. You're like, why is this guy so successful? I know he doesn't read his Bible every day. And I know that's like, we're not trying to impress God with our piety and I sacrifice 2 hours every day to be in the Word. But I think like you see someone's ministry growing or somebody's, whatever, they're having success and you're like, man, that guy, I know that guy. Like I know the real guy and he's a knucklehead.
Yeah.
And so I think that's what I struggle with that. It's like, Lord, I'm putting in the work. I'm praying and I'm reading and I'm fasting and why am I not seeing success there?
Yeah, that's good.
I know that sounds really jerky, but we keep it raw here. And we might have just lost all of our followers because
we keep it raw like WWE.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Is that the wrestling WWE Raw? Yeah. I mean that's how raw we are, guys.
Yep.
No, but I get that. I appreciate that because I think about my own life. There's been seasons where I dipped into I remember when I first read the book, I guess it was when I first read Crazy Love, which was back in 2009 or something like that. And I was like, I could have wrote this book. Yeah. This is all stuff that I say with my friends when we're sitting around the room, that kind of idea. But I didn't write it. Francis Chan wrote it. I didn't write it, David.
I didn't read it, so I wouldn't know.
In case you didn't know that. But it's rather than just celebrating and being like, Lord, thank you for using Francis Chan, in my flesh, I was jealous. But now realizing that man, God knows what he's doing. And the domain he gives us and the influence he gives us and the way he uses us, we just got to be available, So that's one of the things I'm chewing on. Yep. What are you chewing on?
So what I've been chewing on recently is I have two things I want to say, and I'm going to say them both now. I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to wait my turn. The first thing is just talking about the, 1 Corinthians. I'm really enjoying the Revolve reading plan. I feel like as I talk with the DG leaders and various people around the church, it seems like a lot of people are digging it, and it's just really cool to be having conversations with, a couple different people and everybody's reading the same thing. So it's kind of fun.
And you can enjoy it too.
You can.
By reading along.
We're in the
First Corinthians.
first version of Corinthians in the 13th chapter or
It's like
12th chapter,
10th,
something
something
like
like
that.
that.
Yeah, but that's how I say it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I say 2 Corinthians, like Trump.
like Trump, 2 kings. But no, so I've been reading this book on prayer, and I'm not going to say the name of it because I don't know if I endorse it yet. It's still up in the air of like theologically, I think in line with what we think about here at Revolve. But one thing that it's talking about is going through the Lord's Prayer and kind of making it your own, which is a common thing that we talk about. But when he talks about our Father, there's been a whole chapter on just going through the various names of Jehovah, like Jehovah Jireh, Jehovah Rapha, Jehovah Shalom. And that's something I've never really studied before or looked into. So I kind of wrote them all down in my journal and kind of every day looking at each one. And so that's really been kind of neat to see that and just learn about it. I've heard people talk about it, but it's just something I've never put a lot of time into. And I think you could probably help me with it. Jehovah Sidkenu? It's like TSID
Sadiq.
Sidkenu?
Yes, the Lord my righteousness. Is that what it is?
Lord my righteousness. And that's the one that's really struck me of just really kind of deepening my love for God. Because you think of, it's not the work that I did. It's the work that Jesus did through his sacrifice and God sending his son. And it just, when someone gives you this gift of life is like, it's just a beautiful thing. It's just deepening my love for God. So
I didn't even tell you this, but I started reading that book when I was on the plane down in Charleston.
Oh, nice.
And so I'm probably about the similar place. I think
it's kind of like a third of the way through. I feel like,
I think I might be on like Your Kingdom Come, Your Will Be Done or something like that. But that was actually what struck me the most as well. He basically says, you pray, our Father in heaven, holy be thy name. And he talks about the fact that like God tells us his name and we're called to reflect on the names that God gave us. And I thought to myself, I really should make a list that I tape on the inside of my Bible or my journal so you can open to it and you can be like, Lord, which name do I need to be focusing on today?
And that's what I did. I did that in my journal.
That's great.
Yeah.
So I think that if I'm honest, I can have like true confession.
Sure.
Straight talk with Billy. I always felt like in the past, and this sounds so ridiculous. Obviously it's not godly, but you know what? Just having straight talk. I always felt like in the past when you'd be like in a prayer meeting and people do that and they're like, Lord, just playing Jehovah Rapha. And they just would use the Hebrew's name. There's like a part of me that always was like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
But now I'm like, oh, I'm the idiot who didn't like reflect on the names. I should be reflecting on those names.
Yeah.
Instead, I don't know why I was critical of it. Maybe just because I didn't know what the words meant. And so I just was critical of it instead of being like, man, what does it mean that the Lord is my righteousness? Yeah. Or the Lord is my healer or whatever.
Lord is my banner. That was another one that really stood out. And like just talking about, when Moses would make altars or, Joshua would make altars. And it's like, this is the symbol of answered prayer.
Yeah. So reflecting on those names of God. That's great. So you had the Corinthians, you shared both of them.
Yeah, I shared both of them.
All right.
I double dipped. What's yours?
I hate technology.
Oh, don't even.
I just hate technology, guys. I keep seeing these. Scotty sent me, he's on maternity leave right now. Well, they don't call it maternity leave. Paternity leave. Brett had babies. Scotty's off. And, Scotty sent us this thing.
The government shut down. I don't think he's getting paid anyway. So
the government.
Yeah.
So add that to the list of things I'm chewing on. No, so he, sent us this video. It's basically, I was so struck by it. It said that when you incorporate the moment you incorporate technology into a classroom, students who spend 5 hours a day utilizing technology for education. So think about that. That's any IXL, reading Google Classroom. If you spend 5 hours a day on technology for education in school, you are 2/3. You're 67. you score 67% lower on your cognitive test than kids who study paper and pencil. And I like, so one of my questions of the day was going to be, what's a regret you have? And one of my regrets is I wish I never purchased a tablet.
Yeah.
I wish we have one iPad left that's like 4 years old. And I just hope it explodes one day when no one's around, because I'll never get again. I'll never get another one ever again. Mm-hmm. I just feel like that's a good example of you open that Pandora's box, just trying to limit screen time from your kids or whatever it might be, even yourself. You know what I mean? My brain always feels like it's like ADHD all the time. I'm gonna go conspiracy theory here for a second.
Okay.
I actually believe, I could be wrong. Look, straight talk with Billy. Mm-hmm. Straight talk right now. I could be wrong. I 100% believe, you could try to prove me otherwise, that ADD, ADHD is related to technology. 100% believe it, because I think our brains are always in like rapid response mode instead of like deep contemplation mode. And I just believe if we all pulled the plug on technology, and yes, I understand the irony that this is a YouTube podcast. Mm-hmm. If we pulled the plug on technology for like 90 days, I wonder how much happier we'd be, how much more joy we would have, how much calmer we'd be, how our kids, how different would they, and like, I get it, because it's hard enough. It's like, you think about the fights that I get in with, my kids at times, it's like so much of it is about like, no, you can't go on the screen. You know what I mean? That kind of idea.
Yeah. Well, think about, and yes, I agree with you. And two, that like we had a conversation with Corey, I think it was at the end of the year, of like, what was the highlight of your year? And it was like when we went camping.
Yeah.
And it was like, we unplugged for 5 days and we went fishing and swimming in a river and bike riding, and that was the highlight of his year. And you think about like,
that's
you
what
look
we used
back
to do
in your,
every weekend,
and you look back in your life, and it's like, what's the highlights of your life? It's never like, unless you were like a gamer and you like won a gaming tournament, or I don't know what other thing you could, or you developed the software in it, whatever. But really, the highlights of your life are spending time with friends and doing stuff and serving and
stealing pumpkins from Donaldson's farm and rolling them down the hill.
Yeah. Yep.
Going to the quarry and skipping rocks.
I hate it. I hate technology. I had a conversation this morning that Wi-Fi is a privilege, not a right, in our home.
Man, Wi-Fi,
burn it
more
down.
Like no-fi.
Burn it down.
Technology. That's what I'm chewing on.
Yeah.
I wish I had the guts to just
Yeah.
I wish I had the guts to be like, you know what, church? I love you, but Pastor Bill's new thing is he doesn't have a phone. And he doesn't have a computer. He just stands up there and preaches from a composition book.
Nah, man, you just get the Bible out, open her up.
Just like Andy Stanley.
Yep.
Except his hands were like this big. You know what I mean? So he just would hold a family-sized Bible.
I was thinking for a while that I think we should all just go out in the woods and live like the Amish, but I heard the Amish are into some weird stuff, so don't Google it.
Weird Amish stuff.
Yeah.
I won't Google it because I'm afraid of technology.
Yeah. The Amish, they're not, from what I hear, I don't know, someone can write it in the chat and tell me I'm wrong, but I feel like what I learned about the Amish is they're not against technology or advancements like that. The question is, will this take me away from the community?
Like if I'm using a power saw, I can't hear David talking like that.
Yeah, but if you, since I own my own power saw, I don't need you to help me, and I don't need to borrow your power saw. But it's like if we're all working together in a community, like those advancements separate us, where every time I wanted to use a power saw, all my friends would come over and we would share it, or whatever. So
it does make you wonder if there's any way to turn this ship around. Well, that's what we're chewing on, guys.
Chinese attack, EMP, wipes this one grid off.
This went dark.
Well, I thought we were doing conspiracy theories with Dave and Billy.
Oh, and that would be a great question of the day. What's your favorite conspiracy theory of 2026?
Maybe next week. Maybe that could be it.
Well, we'll never know. And for a week.
All right. Well, Be chewing on stuff. People
Chew on it.
chew on it. Don't just Google it.
No.
Sit and think about it.
Chew on it.
Chew on it.
Gotta chew on it.
You know, you
Like a
you
camel.
guys are just, you're like IV and Chat GPT into the vein. No, just chew on it.
That's it.
Like chew the cud.
That's
I don't know
it.
what that means.
That
Is
means
that what a
to
cow
chew
does?
the cud. Yeah, they vomit it back up and chew it, swallow it, and vomit it and chew on it. Sounds gross. All right, we'll be back in a minute.
Yep.
There's more gross metaphors. Dave, we got a new section. It's a brand new section for the Revolve recap.
I know, and I'm really excited about it.
We have to come up with a jingle for it, and I think I got one. Mailbag!
Why did you do that? That's going to be a nightmare for me when I have to edit this podcast.
Mailbag! I just keep thinking about like Blue's Clues.
Is that what he does on Blue's Clues?
I don't know. He's got something with mail, but I just mailbag. Should be our thing. Can you try it?
Mailbag.
No, come on, hype man. I know how to hype people up.
No, when I have to hype people, it's got to be like a
All
surprise.
right, whatever. Mailbag. Were you surprised?
I was, but if I do it now, it's not a surprise.
All right. Well, maybe you can pitch your mailbag idea next week.
I'm going to pitch it now.
I'm
I
ready.
wanted to do like Wayne's World, Wayne's World.
Mailbag, coaching calls, mailbag, like that.
Yeah, yep. Jason and I had an idea. Jason Tozer and I had an idea back when YouTube was really in its infancy. And it's like, if we would have stuck with it, we'd basically be Dude Perfect. I'm sure of it.
It'd be called
But we were
Dude Pretty Good.
It was going to be called Real Reviews.
Reviews.
And we were going to go into places and give real reviews, but they'd be ridiculous.
Mhm.
But it was, and we had a jingle, real reviews, department store, toilet paper, real reviews.
Yeah.
So I was just taking that jingle and changing it to
Can you and
mailbag.
Jason do a real review of like toilet paper? And we'll like post at the end of one of our podcasts. That was like a commercial.
Maybe like a fake sponsorship.
Yeah.
Brought to you by Real Reviews with David and Jason.
Real reviews.
Yeah.
All right, we'll figure it out. All right, mailbag. So this is a section where basically when you, the viewers, the users, as well as other people we talk to throughout the week, give us questions, coaching questions, discipleship questions, just any question about something that we deem worthy of talking about on YouTube. We thought we'd chat about it on our mailbag. Mailbag. Does it make sense?
Yeah, let me reach into the mailbag and get my first question
Here
out.
we go.
Here.
Oh, we should get a little mailbox.
Hey, Bill, here's the question. I
Oh.
got it out of the mailbag.
Mailbag. Hey, David, this question is from Carl in Missouri.
Hey,
And-
Carl, how you doing?
And the question is this. How do I know there's a new guy, he wants to join my discipleship group or my discovery Bible study?
Mm.
How do I know whether to just fold him into a group if maybe we're on like week 6 or maybe we've been meeting for a year? How do I know whether to fold someone into a group versus trying to start a new group with this guy?
Well,
What advice would you give to Carl from Missouri?
that's a great question, and it's a very common question. We get that question a lot.
We get it from Carl at least once a week.
Yeah. Well, so first of all, we want to look at two things. Discovery study is more that's for non-believers.
Yes, define terms.
So we have discovery study is more for non-believers. That's someone who is discovering God for the first time. They're learning about him. They're learning about God's word. And then a discipleship group is for people who are regular attenders of the church. They're trying to live out the one another's. They're trying to love one another. They're trying to live in community and grow spiritually and live out, the up, in, and out. So that's kind of the two things.
Sure.
So if the person is wanting to join your discovery study and you're 6 weeks in and you're going through the various passages and they want to join and they're not a believer and they're just like, hey, I heard you're reading the Bible with these two guys and I want to join in. Can I?
Mhm.
Okay, I'm trying to think like what he would say.
He would say, hey man, I hear it's awesome. I really want to join. I want to get to know Jesus too.
Yeah. So I would say yes, let them in.
Okay.
But I would say that you want to, if you're going through the Discovering God track, which we share here at Revolve, you're familiar with if you come to Revolve, I would say let's get you caught up. So maybe you could do like a one-on-one meeting with them, maybe twice before, and you can kind of do like a quick overview to get them caught up.
Okay.
I think you're really, for all of these types of questions, you have to be spirit led. You got to pray through it. Like seek the Lord, ask wisdom, because there's no like yes or no answer. But if someone is hungry to read the word, do it. And if you can do it in community, that's even better. So I would say, yes, get them in, but try to get them caught up so they're not like 4 steps behind.
Sure. All right. So now I'm going to throw in a wrench. Throw a wrench in. Okay. What if he says to you, hey, David, I want to join your group. Actually, me and my 2 friends want to join your group.
Well, I would say, let's just start a new group.
Why?
Well, because those 2 friends are going to expect. So if you're meeting with 2 guys and then these new 3 guys want to join and they're friends, those 3 guys are going to kind of offset the dynamic of the original 2 guys, especially if they're like 6 weeks ahead.
Sure.
But if you get 3 guys that want to read the Bible together, like start a new group.
If multiplication is an option, always choose multiplication unless you think it's going to be detrimental to the growth of the group for another reason. You think that's safe to say as a general rule of thumb?
Yeah. And think about, that's an opportunity. So now you have 2 groups. So now you have an opportunity to disciple someone else to lead that group. Or multiplication is always better than addition. But
sometimes multiplication might be your plan A, but people just aren't ready for it, or they're resistant, or they're just not jiving with it. And I don't know if it always is helpful to force multiplication. You got to be led by the Spirit. You got to deal with things ad hoc. Everything looked clean on paper. You know what I mean? Yeah. All right. Ready for mailbag number 2?
Yes.
Mailbag number 2 is this. My group is at capacity. My discipleship group is at capacity. We love meeting together. We just have a great community. We've been in with each other for a long time. We have a great dynamic. We're comfortable. People are sharing. I know we're bursting at the seams, but we just don't really want to either divide or multiply, split up, break up the band.
Nobody wants to break up the band.
No. So what advice would you give? Because this is another situational thing, right?
Yeah. Well, again, this is really hard. And I think anytime you answer questions like this, it's because there's so much feeling and emotion attached to it. You really have to be sensitive. Because again, on paper, you would say, you're 12 people split. Now you have 2 groups of 6. Yeah. But you don't want to split up with your friends. Like, I get that. Like, I've been in groups like that. So I would say, the easiest answer I would say is identify a leader, set a plan to multiply in 6 months, 3 months, identify a leader that you can split and start meeting separately, and present it in such a way that it's not a split. It's multiplication. It's an
opportunity.
And it's a healthy opportunity to get more people. Say, this feeling that we have is special. But if we multiply it, there's 12 more people that could have that same feeling. And there's 12 people potentially that could not be feeling like a part of the community. So I think that's kind of like the first thing is why are we're not splitting because we're mad at you or, this person doesn't like this person. We're multiplying because this is such a beautiful thing. We want to get more people involved in it.
That's great. Yeah. It reminds me of something I said to a group of people I was coaching last week online in Germany. And I said to them, I didn't invent this. I stole it from somebody else. But I said, it's a blessing to be a follower of Jesus. It's a greater blessing to introduce other people to Jesus, but it's the greatest blessing to help start new communities of Christ followers, whether those are groups or churches, but just that idea of it's a really great blessing to like what you gain in starting a group and seeing other people come into community and come into Christ likeness and grow. You're going to feel overwhelmed with that blessing. You're going to think, like, in other words, what you gain is more than what you lose.
Yeah.
And it's like, you think about it, like with some of the relationships that I have, like David, for example, we're not in a discipleship group, and I don't feel like I need to be in a discipleship group with David. And I can still maintain a relationship with David even if we are in separate groups. And that's been kind of my go-to perspective is, look, you can still maintain friendships without being in a discipleship group with people.
Yeah.
And if you really enjoy those people, then go out of your way to be with them and hang out with them and fold them into life. And you can still start a group that you're investing in and you're pouring out.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think having those opportunities of maybe once a quarter, both groups are going to get together and we're going to have a barbecue together.
Sure.
Or, so it's like, it's not like I'm not going to hang out with Bob anymore because he's in another group.
Yeah.
But having opportunities just deliberately to maybe get together and both groups are going to make peanut butter and jellies for Kensington, or we're going to do, packing boxes for Operation Christmas Child or something, like
Sure.
put like specific things on the calendar throughout the year that you're still going to get to see those people. But it's really hard. It really is, because, people are friends. Life is so busy, unfortunately, because we're not Amish and we don't live in community.
Yeah, I don't find that unfortunate.
But life is so busy that the only time we get to see people might be at our DG.
Mm-hmm.
And if I miss a week and then that person misses a week, and then there's a blizzard, it could be a month before I'm hanging out with so-and-so. And that makes it really hard. And then you say, well, if we're going to be in separate groups, I'm never going to see that person.
Yeah.
So that's really hard.
Yeah, that is
definitely
hard.
And I think that when I do talk to people about that, I try to be very sensitive and not be like pragmatic of like, no, you just split, dummy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's not very nice.
That's why they call me Not Nice David.
I don't think anybody calls you that. The hype man, they call you hype man, the brush.
Yep. No, it's friendliest guy in the high school. I'm going to bring the picture into my yearbook. Me and Maria Campanella.
I believe it. Well, guys, we're gonna leave you with some announcements.
Already? It's over so soon?
I mean, you have anything else to talk about?
I got a lot of stuff to talk about, but I guess
you want to do a final thought and then announcements? David's final thought?
Why don't you do announcements and then I'll come up with a final thought?
All right. A couple announcements for you. This is direct from the ticker. Is that what they call it? The wire? What do they call it? The wire? Hot off the wire.
I think they call it the wire.
Hot off the wire. Some announcements. Announcement number 1. Serve staff appreciation parties end of the month. I believe it's the 28th off the top of my head. That's a Saturday. If you have not RSVP'd, by the time you hear this announcement, it will be too late.
Uh-oh. I haven't RSVP'd.
Well, you better RSVP right now.
I'm coming, Jen.
Number 2. This Sunday is Drew's final Sunday at Revolve. We're going to pray over him. He's going to be going off to Kona for the next few months as he leads the Discipleship Bible School and teaches people the Bible. And so keep him in your prayers. If you want to stay connected with Drew, grab one of his prayer cards. It has a little Signal app. You just take that QR code, you scan it, you join his thread on Signal, and he will keep us updated with photos and announcements and prayer requests. That's the number 2. Number 3, last Sunday of the month. Last Sunday of March is Palm Sunday. It's also a 5-week month, which means we have our worship service, which is just going to be reading the scriptures and prayer and worship and communion. And so it's going to be an integrated service, family-friendly service. Kids are encouraged to stay and participate. But for the really little ones who are in nursery, we're trying our best to have some volunteers available in 30-minute shifts to help in the foyer for nursery. If you're willing to help with that, let us know.
I'm not.
Well, that's okay, David. The final announcement is this. Baptisms are coming up, baby.
Yeah.
It's baptism season. Time to eat low carb. Time to get shredded. Okay? Baptism season. End of May, we're doing our baptisms. Now is the time to let us know that you're interested in baptism so we can sign you up for a class, which is going to happen in May. We can get you on that list so that you're ready.
What do we talk about in that class? Like, what is a baptism class?
A baptism class basically talks about what is baptism biblically? Should I be baptized? Why? What if I was baptized as a baby? Should I be rebaptized? What should I expect? All of those kinds of things. And so if you have any question about baptism, you should go to the baptism class, even if you decide afterwards not to get baptized.
That was going to be my follow-up question. What if I take the baptism class and then I don't feel like I'm ready yet?
David, that's okay.
Wow.
Now, can you give us David's final thought?
David's final thought. Silence is golden. Now, it would be nice if there was silence, but there's construction going on outside of our window, so I don't know if there was actually silence.
Keep talking about that construction.
What do you... Oh, yep, there's the construction going on outside the window. What the heck is going on?
Oh, David, I love how... David?
Really? That's a good...
What if I talk like Francis Chan?